Okay, this explains the PR to get the basic enroll functionality going. In retrospect, this really should have been 4 PRs. I guess I thought I could get it done in like 2 days, but it ended up taking pretty much most of the week. So I did complete a lot of the tasks here I have populated for myself. And the goal here was to get something working for the front end and explore any potential issues that the proxy will need to handle. All right, so let's jump in and go through the files. I kind of reorganized how the Android data store. So now effectively the Android data store is just a child of our main data store. So the Android data store will just handle anything that is very specific to just Android. Any shared code will be in the main data store. Yeah, so this is main data store Android, such as new host enroll, because we have a transaction that needs to go to hosts. Need to create hosts. And then it does call the Android data store to create the Android specific table. So that way we're still kind of separating the Android specific code from the more general hosts code. I'm not sure why I had issues with this, but for some reason MySQL complained to me about these timestamps. And it was working in test, but not working on my server. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I did not dig it too much. So we had the new host. We also have the update hosts, kind of similar idea. And then we have retrieval. I'm just retrieving the host ID, team ID, and some additional info only if Android devices and if the row is present in both Android devices and hosts. And this is some basic tests for the above. Just some refactoring because I wanted to reuse this this function, but the name MDM Apple seemed kind of very specific. So I like this more generic name. Migration, so I added 2 more columns. Pops up topic ID, which is I am using in this PR. And then I knew we needed another token for authenticating the callback, which I'll do in the next PR. So I added the column here. And then we got the Android devices table. This device ID, unfortunately, changes every time you remove the profile or unenroll the device from the device and then re-enroll it again. This changes. Enterprise specific ID, that one does stay the same, but only within that enterprise. So if you delete the enterprise, then you cannot I cannot link the Android device to what we have to the device in Fleet. And I think this issue is only specific for BYOD devices. And in general, it should not be an issue because people should not be deleting and recreating their Android MDM connections. Okay, this is what I mentioned. So I basically made the Android DS kind of a child of the main data store. I just helper method here. These are the Android specific methods I added to the main data store. And I added this Android host that includes basically the hosts and Android specific stuff, and then some helper methods. A little hacky, I feel like, but I'm using the node key as kind of the unique identifier because I wanted to have some unique identifier in the hosts table. And this works right now for BYOD. We could change this to serial number. Actually, I will think about changing this to serial number, like the serial number is not. Oh, the problem with serial number does not have a unique identifier. Okay, yeah. So I had to use node key. Just some validation that's useful sometimes. Main thing is I wanted the enterprise specific ID to match the node key, and we may need to add, we may need to change this for non-BYOD devices. Some additional text I added, just some thoughts I had as I was implementing things. Just wanted to document some things. New structs. This is the device struct. Also some additional documentation as far as decoupling in the notes. New methods in the Android data store. Just some updates, test updates. So this is where I'm creating devices. I thought it'd be nice to have a little more robustness because the callbacks from Google can come in pretty quickly. So it's quite possible that two fleet servers are gonna wanna create a device at the same time. So I wanted to handle that up front. This even added this delete duplicate table, which we should not need, but this is just there just in case. Insert device, I think this is mostly straightforward. Some testing for the above code. I still need to, oh yeah, so I've been using this, this idea is I have a checkboxes here, and then I put it like a to-do and a number. It's for the different number. This is 26219. This is 26218. Okay, this is the path where the pub sub messages come from Google. So now I deleted this topic was hard coded, so because now we're creating a new topic. And this is the proxy code. So this is like a model of what our Fleet DM proxy should do. Create pub sub topic, just calling the Google APIs. I will need to document these in the proxy issue. I will do that, shortly. Policies patch is how you add or modify a policy. So we're creating our pub sub, we're creating a policy, and then we're creating the enrollment token for the device. So kind of three pieces of functionality, which could have been in their separate PRs. So pub sub broke up these this main pub sub handling to its own file, since I think it's going to grow. We need to add security here. There's actually two levels of security we can add. So we're just adding one. There's potential to add more. The second level of security would actually call Google back and ask whether the message it received was a valid message. So we're handling pub sub enrollment and status reports here. For enrollment, we enroll. For status report, we see if an existing device exists. If it doesn't exist, then we enroll it. If not, we just update it. Enroll some validation, get existing host, because the host could already be in a database. If it is, we grab the enroll secret and we update the team. Maybe person is re-enrolling the device, but to a different team. And then we update it, otherwise new host. Some validation. This is just, we'll see if any of these fire. I'm not quite sure if we need to handle these, but so far I have not hit these. Okay, update host. This may be empty. So I'm just handling that case. Otherwise, I fill in some policy information here for future. And just update the device with general fields we have. One thing we are missing is the disk storage stuff. It's a little more complex to get, so kind of left that as a separate to-do. Adding new host, policies again. This is per Marco's notes. This is what the computer name should be. Uppercase brand followed by the model. Some small helper methods here. And then this is Android service. This is the new API endpoints. Some refactoring. We do generate a random token here, which is for security purposes, but we don't actually verify it when we get the message back. Here we go. This is the recommendation to use actually added to cache MySQL. Okay, this is where, okay, so I'm basically updating creating the enterprise, right? We need to create a pub sub when we create the enterprise, and we also need to create a policy. I also made some notes here about application reports because they take majority of space in the report. So I think it's a good idea to disable them by default. Some helper methods here. Right, the other methods to create the enrollment token. Verify enroll secret. One time only. Default is 1 hour. Let's see mocks. Okay, that's it.